Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Mental Health Unfiltered. I'm your host, Ava Moon, and today I'm taking on one of the most dangerous topics in the mental health space stereotypes. Yeah, those myths and misconceptions that make life harder for people dealing with mental health struggles. And guess who's here to help me dig into this? None other than my very own therapist mom, Dr. Claire Monroe. That's right, folks. I'm bringing her into the lion's den today.
You've been warning me about this for days, Ava. I'm ready for whatever you throw at me.
You should be, because I'm going in hard on this one. So let's not waste any time. Let's talk about these toxic mental health stereotypes that are keeping people from getting the help they really need. And let's see if my esteemed therapist mom can convince me that these myths are just that, myths.
I'm ready, but I warn you, some of these myths have real consequences for people's lives. So let's have an honest conversation.
All right, let's get straight to the first one. People with mental health issues are just attention seeking. This one's so common, and it's so damaging. We all know someone who's accused of being dramatic or whining about their struggles, but why is it that every time someone talks about their mental health, they're automatically labeled like this? Why does society have this reaction?
Ava, this stereotype is one of the worst because it completely dismisses the reality of what people go through. People with anxiety, depression, PTSD, or any mental health issue aren't seeking attention. They're trying to make sense of a world that feels out of control. Their experiences are often invisible, so when they speak out, it's a form of survival. Society's tendency to dismiss their struggles as attention seeking is part of what keeps the stigma alive and prevents people from getting the help they need.
Okay, I get that on paper. But don't we see people on social media constantly talking about their issues? The people who post about every single mental breakdown, who turn their personal struggles into a spectacle, isn't that just using mental health as a way to get attention?
Ava, we have to look at this with more nuance. Not every post about mental health is about attention seeking. For many, social media is a lifeline, a way to connect with others who understand their pain, to share resources, to get validation. And let's be honest here. If society wasn't so ashamed of mental health struggles, people wouldn't have to fight for the right to talk about them. Why do you think so many people still feel ashamed about seeking therapy? It's because the world tells them they're just looking for attention. So, no, it's not just about getting attention. It's about breaking free from the silence.
All right, I'm not buying it 100%. I mean, we're talking about social media here. People know they're going to get attention when they post about mental health, right? So why can't we just admit that sometimes that's part of the equation?
Because that view is dangerously simplistic. People don't talk about their struggles for attention. They talk about them because they need to. Maybe social media amplifies that conversation, but don't dismiss the value of that connection. People are trying to normalize the conversation about mental health because it's been so stigmatized for so long. They want others to understand, they want to feel seen and heard, not pitied.
Okay, guys, I know we didn't get to cover everything I wanted today, but let's pause here for a second. That first myth, the one that people with mental health struggles are just attention seeking, it's one that's really personal for a lot of people. Sometimes we think people speak up for attention, but let me tell you something. When someone opens their heart, when they share their pain, it's not to be seen, it's to be heard. You see, we don't shout for attention. We shout because the silence is louder than the noise. We don't cry for pity. We cry because the weight of our world is too heavy to carry alone. And when we're told we're just seeking attention, it's like 1,000 walls going up, blocking us from the one thing we need most, understanding. So, to anyone out there who's ever felt dismissed, overlooked, like their struggles were brushed aside as mere drama, I see you, I hear you, and you are more than enough. You don't have to shout to be heard. You don't have to prove your worth. You simply are. And in case no one has told you today, I love you. I love you to the moon and back, and even further, to the stars beyond the stars, because you matter. You always have. Take care of yourselves, and remember, you're never alone. I love you to the moon and back.